Yo, welcome to Directly to You. It's episode 34 of the Redirect Podcast. I am AJ. I am joined by Justin of Just Playing Games or Just Playing. Is it just keep playing on YouTube? That's what the YouTube is.
Yeah, just keep playing.
Just keep playing on youtube.com. The link will be in the show notes and on the YouTube description. And also, I'm going to send you, Justin, I'm going to send you a link for the video. So that way it'll go in both of our sub feeds. It'll go in the directly to you sub feed. It'll go in your sub feed. And then people can click the subscribe button and subscribe to you. So do that, people listening. um anyway, we're here, we're talking about a
Yeah,
bunch of
hit
Nintendo
that
news
subscribe.
stuff because a lot of stuff happened today and this week overall. I think the most pertinent thing for us to talk about right now is I do want to start with Mario Tennis Fever because it's the latest big Nintendo release, and I feel like people want to know how that game is. We can start by going through the little review roundup that they got going on. Do they have the scores on here? They do. Courtesy of Nintendo Life,
Yeah,
they have a review roundup. Game and Bible, they gave it a 9 out of 10. Dexerto, they gave it a 4 out of 5. GameSpot gave it an 8 out of 10. Game Informer gave it a 7.5 out of 10. IGN gave it a 7 out of 10. VGC gave it a 3 out of 5. So, pretty good scores overall. Justin, did you cop
yeah.
this game? Or
Not
are
yet,
you planning
not
on it?
yet.
Okay, okay. Mhm.
I am planning on it. I like Mario Tennis. I didn't rush out to get it. I was in that trying to determine, do I want it digital or physical?
Mhm.
Because that's one of those games you like to be able to just like have at a moment's notice. So, but I like having my physical games too.
Mhm.
But so just trying to figure out which way I want to go with it. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna cop that.
Okay. Well, I got it. I buy everything digital mostly. Unless I
Yeah,
can't. Like Labo, obviously, can't get that. Those kinds of games. Those are really the only kind of games I get physically. So I got
yeah,
this. I pre-ordered it on the eShop a week ago because I usually what I'll do is I'll just do it like when the window is that you could preload it because I know I'm going to get it anyway. Most of the games, if I have
yeah,
some kind of interest in it, I'm going to buy it and we'll figure out if it's good or bad together on stream and in videos and whatnot. So I got it,
yeah.
and earlier today I played a little bit of it on it unlocked at midnight, and so far all things are looking good. I played the last game. Did you play the last game on Switch? Tennis Aces.
Yeah, yeah, I play.
So I played Tennis Aces.
And
I,
from everything,
mhm. You got thoughts on Tennis Aces?
yeah. Now to say from everything that I've seen, it looks like Nintendo for the most part addressed like most of the issues that people have with all of the Mario sports games, where not enough content, not enough characters. They're like, here's everything all at once. We're not even talking about any future drops. Just here's everything. So like for me, it looks really good.
Yeah.
I know the one gripe everybody has right now is the story mode, but I do have a take on that one. But let me hear what you think about it so far.
So I was gonna say I like Tennis Aces a lot, and I like the game before this. To be clear, this is Fever. The last one's
Yeah,
Aces for anybody that didn't know that. I liked it a lot mechanically, but like you said, and like the complaints have been, it doesn't have enough content, and like they did the like post release thing, to try to like get everybody's attention back after like falling off. Like we got Diddy Kong, we got Pauline or whatever, right? Lumas. Um, and in that
yeah,
regard, from what I've played with this, yes, they fixed that stuff. And I haven't played the story mode yet. So I can't really speak to whether or not that is a valid complaint. From what I saw from people complaining about it, it was mostly like the length and that it didn't feel like this like full like like one player experience. Like if you're just playing Mario Tennis Fever for the single player mode, they're basically saying don't do that. Um,
yeah,
to me, I think that's kind of an unreasonable ask because like that's not what this game is for.
yeah,
Like It is quite literally like a party game. You're supposed to play it
Yeah,
with other human beings. And
yeah.
I think
It's
that
like to have fun with your friends.
yeah, and the single player mode is like generally like a shooter, like Call of Duty. It's like supposed to teach you how to play the game. It's not really supposed to be there as like, all right, if you're going to spend $70 on this game and you just want to play the single player mode, that's what we're making it. That's not why they're doing it. It's there to make you good at the game so you can beat up your friends and people online.
Exactly. Exactly. And like my take on that, I know a lot of people they'll like say back on the Game Boy Color or the Game Boy Advance, it had like this full on like RPG mode and everything like that. And like it's like, okay, yeah, but look at what a Game Boy is
Right.
versus what a Switch is now. Like to make a full on RPG like that, well, like it seems like people want it to be like 10 to 20 hours long.
Yeah.
Like they're not giving that kind of a budget to a Mario sports game.
Absolutely not. Because I mean, and I think that's fair because I don't think most people are gonna play it like that. Like you gotta like they're inverting that of what the reality of it is. Because on the Game Boy, like yes, you can play multiplayer, but you got to jump through a decent amount of hoops to be able to do that. You have to have a link cable. People have to have 2 copies of the game. Blah blah. Like you got to be in the same place. You don't have to do that on this, and even more so a game share because it supports game share. Not online, but it does support game share locally. You can play the game online, so you don't have to be in the same place. You can play against people that are random. You don't even have to know anybody that has to play the game that plays the game. So if you have a desire to play it, you'll have somebody to play it with regardless. That's not the case on a Game Boy. So they're designing a game that's like, okay, this will last you as long as you want to play it because it's a single player thing ultimately. Um, and
Yeah,
I think it's unreasonable for people to expect them to like continue to design the game as if that's how people view the game now, because I don't think that's the case. Like this game, from what I saw with the modes and like what I looked at and what I played so far, I'm doing the tournament mode because I'm trying to unlock all the characters. Um, Mostly because I hate the idea. I don't like unlockable characters. It's annoying. I just want to play the characters. Just let me play the characters that I want to be. But I'm going through and I'm trying to unlock all the characters. And to do that, which this is one shout that I'll give that I do like about it. They're they all have like the specific criteria. You know, like clear this tennis court. I mean, cup or whatever, right? All the characters they tell you what you need to do when you scroll to them on the character unlock screen. So I was like, I want to be Diddy Kong. I
that's
immediately scrolled over to Diddy Kong. You got to play 10 matches, and then you unlock Diddy Kong. And there's other parameters
yeah,
for different characters. Play this mode. Go to this, you know, do this thing. Use this move. Use this
yeah,
item. So on and so forth. Um, that I do like because I think like if you're gonna make me go through the busy work of unlocking them, at least don't make it a guessing game because I just want to be the character that I bought the game to play as.
exactly. I like that they did that. Like you said, knowing this is what I got to do. This the character that I want. All right, cool. Let's go for it. So
Exactly.
that's a good thing for me.
Do you have any other like specific questions that I might be able to answer? Because I do have more to say about the game, like mechanically. But I feel like with your
Yeah.
perspective as somebody that hasn't played the game yet, maybe that would be an easy way to like guide the conversation in this regard for other people that might want to play it and haven't.
Yeah, definitely. Two things. You talked about the online, and you know how everybody feels about sometimes with Nintendo and online. So, how's that work? How's the connection been? Do you feel lag or anything like that? Is it pretty smooth? And have you tried like the motion controls and how that
So
works?
my experience while online, just generally, I find is very different from the field because I have as close to optimal experience, like an optimal experience in that regard. So like I don't have the same problems that like people complain about Smash Online. I don't have those problems because I have gigabit internet that's like a gig and a half up and down. I am hardwired. So, you know, my experience is going to be as good as it possibly can be. But I will say, anecdotally,
Yeah.
it feels good to me. Like I'm not having problems with it. I think that
Yeah.
my one thing that I haven't really had the time to give like run through the all the tests that were problems for me, in particular with the Mario sports games on the Nintendo Switch, is like how flexible it is in terms of how you can play it. Because with like Mario Strikers, which I think is the most egregious example, it was like you could only play with X amount of people per like console. Like you can only have two people per console and eight people total. So if you wanted to play with eight people, you couldn't play with eight people in eight different places. You would have to play on four different switches, two people per switch, and do it online in that way.
Yeah.
I want to see, because I haven't been able to experience this yet, if I'm able to just play it how I want to play it. If I got two friends, which I would assume that the maximum in this regard is like you can like you do like Mario Kart where you could have two people per console, and then since this is double, like you're playing doubles, right? It's like two people on one Switch 2 and two people on another
Yeah.
Switch 2. But can I do one people on one Switch 2 and three people on another Switch 2? Can I do one person on four different Switch 2s? That's really
Yeah.
my big question with this in particular that I haven't been able to test yet. Because the game hasn't been out that long, and also I don't know that many people that are actively playing it. I saw one of my friends is playing it right now, so I haven't been able to run
Yeah.
that through all the different tests. But what was the other thing you said? You said motion controls. I have not gotten to test that yet.
Yeah.
I do want to test it though. What I did so far is I played like I said, I played the tournament mode, and that really just
Yeah.
gave me a good idea on how the game works mechanically. Like, because you know the main gimmick of the game being like all these different rackets with the new powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. Like, and also the AI is another thing that I noticed with this game in particular. Like,
Yeah.
there's like a crazy difficulty spike after the second cup because there's three, as far as I know, because you know Mario does the thing where it's like you beat all the cups, here's three more. You know, I don't know if it did that, but
Yeah.
I got to the Star Cup and the difficulty spike shot up. Like they're using way crazier rackets. They're way better at placing their shots. They will rally your shot
Yeah.
as long as you don't place it in a place that's literally impossible for them to get to. Like the AI is crazy in the Star Cup in my experience. I could just not be that good at the game, but it feels like the first two were very easy to do, and then the Star Cup was like, I can't, like, what do I do here? um, I
Yeah.
do. What were you saying?
No, I just say they're like, okay, training wheels off. Time to go
Exactly.
hard.
It's like I thought they were going to give me a better on ramp than that. Like, damn. But I will say, I do like the different rackets that I've tried so far, and there's one racket in particular
Yeah.
that I was facing Waluigi, and it's I think it's like I don't know which one it's called, but the effect is like the ink, the blooper effect in Mario Kart. It's like
Yeah.
that, but every time you walk into the ink and you hit the ball in the ink, it will put the ink on your screen. So your screen can literally be all ink if you don't place your shots or stand in the right place at the right time. And
Mm.
it's such a bad experience. I hate that one so bad. And it's not even like because of how it works, that one's just bad for everybody. Except like obviously the AI, like the AI can see, but you know, it
Right.
doesn't have the
Yeah.
same limitations that a human would. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so far that's the only racket that I've experienced that I don't like outright. But it is funny, like in practice, that like other than that one, you have to be on your game, or what you do with your racket can backfire. Because if you let the
Mm.
ball bounce when the racket effect is in effect and it hits the ground, that is what sets off the effect of the thing. So
Okay. So like the when you so when you like use a racket, the FIBA rackets, it's not a automatic score.
yeah. It's like it's still it's still the same thing as a regular rally in the sense where it's like you got to let the ball hit the ground. But really, when you're using the fever racket and the like, and you're doing a rally during that, you kind of break a rule because you're usually not supposed to let the ball like you're not supposed to hit it before it hits the ground. Once. But with the fever racket, you want to hit it before it hits the ground because if it hits the ground, it's going to get the effect off, and you want to take the effect from the person that did it, or you want to make it so that your effect goes off before they can steal it from you. So like my favorite racket right now is I like the fire rod racket, which it like puts a
Yeah,
fire
I know
rod on
what
the
you're talking
ground and it spins around the thing and it makes it easy for you to be like, well, I'm gonna put this here because like either you're gonna get hit by the fire rod and then you're not gonna be able to return the ball because of that, or you're gonna try to avoid the fire rod and not be able to return the ball because of that. But if they hit it back before I am able to like make the, like stop them from being able to hit it back, they could put the fire rod on my side.
Do any of the rackets feel OP?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. As far as like, actually, no. There is one that I think is kind of OP, but it at the same time it's balanced decently because you can get around it. It's just it's a pretty big sacrifice to get around it, and it's like the spinies racket. It puts five spinies on the ground when you use the fever racket and hit the ground, but you can break the spinies by running into them. But the problem with that is to break the if you do that by running into them, you lose health. And if you drop your health down to zero, then you're gonna be incapacitated at least a little bit, and then that will make it so. Or if you're in doubles specifically, that just takes you out. It just is over for you. I think until
Yeah.
the player scores. I think is how it works, or the other team scores, and then your
Yeah.
doubles partner comes back. And I there's a racket as far as like the most OP one that I feel like I used. There's this shadow racket which gives you a doubles partner while the fever
Oh,
ability is like in effect, which seems messed up. But I don't really know how
yeah.
that like how it feels in practice when you're the human dealing with it, you know?
Okay. All right. So I know like it's early impressions, just a few hours, but like with your gut feeling, would you say that the Mario Sports are back, and does this make you excited for future Mario Sports games on Switch 2?
I gotta test out online for me to be able to say that for sure, because that was really the biggest thing for me that made me feel like Mario Sports were like not great on the original Nintendo Switch. Because the thing that makes them last so long is being able to play with your friends. And for me, it's like they already have to clear the hurdle of like Smash or Mario Kart. Like the game has to be good enough to clear those when you're in person with people. So uh,
Yeah.
when the only option you give me is to play it with people in person, that makes it hard for me to play it at all. Whereas online, if it's like streaming and I'm playing with friends or like even people in the comment section, it's a lot easier to like get people on board to try something different just for the sake of doing something different because it happens so often. You know, like I play with people on a weekly basis multiple times per week through stream. I might be able to play with people in person, you know, once every few weeks or something like that, you know. And when we get together to do that, we're not jumping to play insert Mario sports game. Again, either Mario Kart's going to win or Smash Brothers is going to win. Like, that could be
Yeah.
different for people that have less normie friends, but I feel like most of my friends in my immediate vicinity and family are more closer to being normies, and that's what they understand. They're like, I want to play Smash, I want to play Mario Kart.
Yeah. Like those are like the two givens that people like. Oh yeah, I love those games. And
Exactly.
I'll play that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I will say I feel good about it so far. I think it would kind of be, and this could be me jinxing it because again I haven't been able to test it. Um, I feel like they can't mess up online. Like in the era of Switch 2 where game share is like such a big thing and they're like making games that aren't traditionally online multiplayer and I wouldn't even expect them to be like Donkey Kong Bonanza support online. It's like, come on, man. You have to understand that you need to
Yeah.
like support real online multiplayer for a Mario sports game.
Yeah. So speaking of like Bonanza, that reminded me like in with Mario Tennis Fever, like how's the animation?
I think this game just like in general, like the animation's really good, but the game looks phenomenal. It's a very good looking game. Like I don't know how much that matters. At least for me, like there's like two distinct places where I notice how good a game looks, and it's when like when I first see it revealed and when I first play it. It's like, wow, this game looks good, and then there might be random spurts, a couple months later, like, damn, this is a really good looking game. But that's not front of mind for me a lot of the time. But I will say, when I first played this, that was my first thought. It was like, this game looks way better than the last Mario Tennis game, and that game looked pretty good.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't think any of the Mario games, period, but any of the Mario sports games, none of them look bad. You know, they
right,
all look pretty good.
but this game is like
Just having that cartoon aspect.
impressive. Like this game is impressive in the way that Mario Kart 8 was like impressive for so long. I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you getting me excited to check it out. I wanted to like get to like my Target or Best Buy or something like that and try out the demo. But you know, I might just go ahead and cop it,
It's
see
pretty
what's
good.
going
If you
on.
like Mario Tennis, I would say get it. And especially if you
Yeah.
did you were you satisfied with Aces, or did you feel like
Yeah, like for I was good with it. For I was one of the I guess the few like uh I guess people that didn't really mind the slow rollout because it wasn't
mhm,
a game that like I was gonna like sit there and dedicate hours
right?
on in like at one playtime. So playing it sparingly like was fine for me and like oh I haven't played this game in a couple weeks or so and I got some new stuff. Sweet.
Yeah, I kind of hope
So
that they
like
still
I was
do
cool
that
with the Mario Tennis.
because I think that
Yeah.
like their head was in the right place, their execution was just kind of bad. Because like having new characters and new
Yeah.
reasons to turn the game on, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just the game didn't feel like it was complete when it came out. Like Smash Ultimate, right? Like that was a game that they continued to give new content for 3 years or whatever. When the game came out, it had enough
Yeah.
characters that it felt like, wow, there's a lot of characters in this game. And then they said, here's even more. I would,
Yeah.
I hope that they do something similar with this game. But we'll
Yeah.
have to wait and see, I guess. But I would
Yeah.
suggest it. I think
So
it's
the
good.
right okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Like yeah, so it was like they had the right strategy, just the wrong execution with it. But yeah, hopefully they turn it around here. Um, did Diddy live up?
Diddy
Did
Kong.
Diddy Kong live up to your expectations?
I need to use him more because that's the negative thing about a game like this, because this game is like a fighting game, like just like the last one. It's kind of like a fighting game. So
Yeah.
like you have to like how the character feels. Like in Mario Kart, that doesn't really matter. So like if I want to be Diddy, well, he's not even in it, which makes me angry. But if I want to be Diddy Kong, it's like I just got to get used to his weight and then I'm good. But in this game, they have like specific abilities, and if that's not how you play the game, like his ability is he has really fast slice shots. Um, and I don't usually use those like that. So I gotta like readjust my brain to be like, all right, use this more often because that's what he excels at. But I do need to. I just got him. Like I did four of the tournaments. I did the first two singles tournaments, and then I did two doubles tournaments, and that's how I unlocked Diddy Kong. And then I used Diddy Kong in one of the singles Star Cup tournaments, and then I got washed. And that could just be again because there was that difficulty spike, but I think it also could be because I don't use the slice shots, and that's what Diddy Kong's good at. So again, it's early. We'll see. I might come back next week and be like, Diddy Kong is the best character I ever used in my life. But right now, I'm just using them because I like them, and I'm trying to make it work.
Yeah. Right. Here's one other question with them like laying it out for how to unlock characters. Are there any that like have their requirements, or have you like, I don't feel like doing that?
Uh, no, not that I saw. None of them like stood out to me as like unreasonable, but it could just be that I didn't look long enough because I really just like I scrolled through all of them, but I like only really retained the Diddy Kong because I was like, all right, what do I need to do for Diddy Kong? And then when I did that, I was like, wait, I'm probably gonna want this footage for a video, so let me scroll through all of them, and I like glanced, and I was like, and I I unlocked some characters on the in the path to get Diddy Kong, so it's just like it feels semi similar to Smash, but not
Yeah,
exactly the same because Smash you can cheese it. You could just be like, man, I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna like do one stock matches and run off the stage until you give me everybody. It doesn't seem like they have like a break glass if unlock criteria. It's like you have to do this thing in this way and you unlock it. But like I said, from what I saw, none of them seem unreasonable. I think probably the hardest ones
yeah,
are beat Star Cup, like that sort of situation.
yeah. Cool. No, yeah, that sounds good, man.
Yeah,
Definitely check that
everybody
out.
check out Mario Tennis Fever if you like Mario Tennis and come through. I'm probably gonna play it on stream. We'll see. The next thing though, I'm shocked by this. Pokopia. What's your investment levels with Pokemon in general? Do you play Pokemon? I know you're an RPG guy, but
I am an RPG guy, so Pokemon, I actually got back into it in the Switch era.
okay.
Before that, I was a Gen Oneer. I was, you know,
Mm.
basic with my Pokemon. Pokemon Blue, and that was pretty much where I left it at. But then like I started to really get back into it with the Let's Go Pikachu, and then like Arceus was the one that really drew me back in. I really loved that one, and then I really like ZA from last year. And I know Scarlet and Violet, they weren't in the best shape on the original Switch, but playing those on the Switch too has been pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like you don't really got no qualms. Like you haven't played Pokemon, you haven't like actively played it, but like when it comes out, you'll play it and it's like fine. Like that's am I
Yeah.
right in saying that?
Yeah.
I have like the inverse experience where I play all of them and I think they are all bad, but I play them anyway because I care about the world. Well, not all. I think ZA is pretty good. I get it with Arceus, but Arceus is like it feels like I'm throwing the baby out with the bathwater thing because there are elements of Pokemon that's like it's the reason why it's tolerable enough for me because it's like okay, well they do
Yeah.
this well of the like in realizing the world. I think that Arceus, its problem for me is that it took out a lot of what is cool about the world and focused on making the things that it does actively fun, which I think is cool.
Right.
But I don't think you got to throw out the baby with the bathwater. It's kind of like ZA did a similar thing where I think that
Yeah.
ZA gets a lot of it right, but like you don't get the multiple towns and that sort of situation.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's not about the expiration or anything like that.
I say all that to say, Pokopia, to me, so far, what it
Yeah.
feels like, same thing. Where like I think a lot of people are praising the game that have previewed it, and they're saying like this game, it's a really good life sim, and it's like the first time that you get to engage with Pokemon in this way, and it's quirky and interesting, and I didn't think that they were going to do the mechanics this well, and all that kind of stuff, right? And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
like so much of the novelty of this for the people that I see playing it is that it's like, man, Pokemon is a really cool life sim. And I'm like, yeah, it should be in the regular game. Like, I don't want to spin off with this. I just want them to put the life sim elements in the game. So it's like, it feels like a monkey's paw situation for me. I'm going to play it. I'm interested.
Yeah.
I am honestly surprised that they did a good enough job at making it a life sim because I thought like just when I saw it, it was gonna be like a like Pokemon Unite esque sort of situation. Which there's people that like Pokemon Unite. I play Pokemon Unite,
Yeah.
but it's definitely not like one of the best MOBAs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I felt like this was going to be like that. Like it was going to be like baby's first life sim game, and it was like going to be kind of vapid beyond that. And it could still be that because people, it sounds like
yeah,
they got 2 hour um, play
yeah,
like sessions with the game. So I don't know how long it'll
yeah,
like hold that charm that people seem to be getting out of it. But I mean, the
yeah,
director of the game said the game's like 20 to 40 hours. So
yeah. With more after,
yeah, it's still more post game stuff, which I wonder what that even means. I mean, I'm
like when
morbidly
I
curious. Mhm.
yeah, when I originally saw it, I was like, I just the initial look with like the character looking weird because of the whole Ditto thing. I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know if this game is going to be for me. But
Yeah,
like as you looked at it, you saw that it was like probably being made by the people that did like the Dragon Quest builders and stuff like that.
yeah.
And I know that those games are like really really good. So like okay, it might have a chance to be pretty good, but right, what I saw didn't draw me in. But like the last trailer that we got, and then these previews are like, okay, there might be a little bit more to it that might have me wanting to give it a little bit of a little chance. But I'm still at a wait and see on
Mhm.
that one for me right now.
Yeah. I mean,
But I'm curious.
I had to get it either way, obviously. But now I'm
Yeah.
like semi excited to check it out. But it also is, like I said, it's annoying. It's annoying in the same way that I feel that the Legends games for me are annoying. Because it's like, well, if this game didn't exist and they had this
Yeah.
same mentality with the regular games, like Pokemon could be Pokemon, I genuinely feel this way, could be a like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom level experience if they just took all the stuff that they try to make in the spin-offs and put it in the regular ass game.
Yeah.
Like if they put life sim
Yeah.
elements in open world exploration and combat that's actually fun to play, like fun to like
Yeah.
do the action of doing it. I think all of those things combined mixed with like, the little quirky things that people are having fun with in this game, like something somebody said was like, I think it was GVG. They said that was like, oh, it's like really cool, like having Pokemon be stand-ins for a lot of these things that are like, generic tools in other games, where it's like, oh, if I want to water a plant, I can use water gun as this weird Ditto. Um, but like you could do that
Yeah.
if they just were like, yo, you caught a Totodile, tell Totodile to use water gun. Like they could do that in a regular Pokemon game, and I don't have to be a weird Ditto
Yeah.
to make that happen. That's the thing. Also, that's funny with the director of this game, where they're like, they asked like, why pick this Ditto child, and the explanation was like, well, we want to be able to have all these different abilities, and it's like, well, you could have did that if like instead of being a Ditto child, this was just a trainer and they had Pokemon and they can use their Pokemon and say,
Yeah.
yo, use water gun to water this plant.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you.
Just it feels like Pokemon is like trapped in this weird monkey's paw situation, which I mean, I like I do have faith that they're inching in the right direction, but I just don't think it should be an inch. Like I
Yeah.
think you could like just full send it. I think that people would embrace it.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah,
we'll
it's
see.
just like it's unfortunate because it's like they just don't give them the time to make that kind of a game. Like they don't give them that kind of investment to do
Yeah,
that,
I think
to where they
that
have to
that's
partner with other
overblown
people to
though.
do it.
Because Game Freak
You think
owns a
so?
third of the company. I don't think anybody's telling. I don't think anybody's telling Game Freak no. Like if Game Freak was like, we want to take 6 years to make this video game, I don't think anybody would say you can't do that. I think that what's happening is because they own a third of the company and the brand, they're like, we could make way more money if we make these games faster. Like it's also in their best interest to continue how Pokemon has been being made. It's not, I don't think it's like a mandate from Pokemon Company per se. It's the fact
Yeah.
that they have the incentive of Pokemon Company as a money making entity that like they can see like, well, merchandise makes more money and we can make more merchandise if we make more games per capita, and we make them faster and that sort of situation. So I think I'll say like I agree with the idea that they need more time, but I can't absolve Game Freak of it like they're like this like tortured artist because they have say so and like how long the games take to make. I don't think Nintendo would be like, as the company that we see announce a Zelda game have in 2011 and then like delay it multiple times internally. Like they announced Breath of the Wild before it was called Breath of the Wild and looked like Breath of the Wild in 2011. Then they
Yeah.
re-announced it in 2014. It didn't come out until 2017. I don't think Nintendo of any companies is going to tell Game Freak that makes a game that sells significantly more than even Breath of the Wild did per capita generally. I don't think they're going to tell them no if that's like what they
Yeah.
ask for. But I don't think they're asking for it is the problem.
Yeah, they're probably not asking for it, but you don't think it's that they like that they feel that they have to like keep things lined up with like the cartoon or anything like that or the anime.
I think they used to feel like that. I think they're starting to understand that's not the case anymore because like with the original run of the anime with Ash, the last season
Yeah,
of the anime was Ash just doing like a like greatest hits sort of situation where it was like a instead of it being him going through the Galar region, it was a gauntlet of all these different regions with different trainers, and the like MacGuffin was him winning the World Coronation League or series. And it's just different trainers that are really good from all of these different regions, so it didn't line up with the Galar region like traditionally like they would, where it's like, all right,
yeah,
it's Pokemon Red and Blue, he's going through Kanto, he's battling Brock just like you're battling Brock. They didn't do that for the last season, and now that we're on Pokemon Horizons, it's a whole other thing. And that storyline is similar. Where I mean, Liko, who's the main character in this series, she did go through the Paldea region and did the gym battles and stuff like that. But they still had like offbeat storylines, and it doesn't really follow the games one to one in the way that the anime sort of used to with Ash. So I think that they saw the writing on the wall in that regard, where it's like, well, we don't like. They still want to cross promote. They still want to have the moments where it's like, oh, she's also seeing this trainer that you see in ZA or whatever, right? But it's not the exact same storyline, so they don't have to wait on it like that.
yeah,
It feels more like they do cross promo when the situation presents itself. It's like instead of them being like, we can't do the new Pokemon like card run because we don't have the next generation. Instead, they're like, all right, Mega Evolution's back. Like we're doing this new like card exclusive gimmick of like partner Pokemon, that kind of thing. I think that
yeah,
they're doing a pretty good job at decoupling the games from the rest of the brand, and that's
yeah,
also why I have a lot of faith that eventually they'll land where they should. It's just taking a long time, and I don't think it needs to take that long. And I could be
yeah,
proven wrong. And come Pokemon Day, they announce the game is exactly what I want it to be, or not. But we have
yeah,
to wait and see. I think that there are a lot of good signs. I just don't think we had to wait this long for them to
yeah.
happen.
Based off of like the leaks. I know we talked about Pocopia, but like based off the leaks that we've seen for Gen 10 and everything,
Yeah.
how does that make you feel about where Pokemon's heading?
I felt like the ones that I did look at, I felt validated because I saw like the initial. I don't want to go. We don't really go deep into like leaks in general. Although we are going to talk about a leak. mostly because I don't fully believe it. And also it's not like it's not like spoilery, I don't think. But the leaks that I did see for Gen 10, they just felt like I wrote them. It felt like I made a video that's like, yo, it'd be cool if Pokemon did this in a game and this in a game, and it was like that and blah blah. Like that's essentially what the game is. But there, you know, there's like just in the way that a lot of the details are written out, like that they're presented to us by these leakers.
Yeah,
They're like riddles, so there's like room for interpretation in different directions. Where it's like, well, it could be that they continue on with a like new battle system that's different and more fun, like something that's more akin to like ZA. Um, but it could also just not be that because we haven't seen like finished gameplay. We haven't seen two people battling, you know, like that sort of situation. So
yeah,
I'm still in wait and see mode, but I am more faithful that it could possibly um happen. I think
yeah,
everything that I see them do and have seen them do since 2016 has said to me that they want to do new things. They just don't think that they can rip
yeah,
the band-aid off. They gotta boil the frog.
yeah. Because so you're one part of what you kind of want them to do is get away from the turn based aspect
I
of
want
it.
them to Breath of the Wild the franchise. It doesn't even necessarily have to
Yeah,
be that it's not turn based. I just think that it needs to be something that the general gaming populace has fun with because Pokemon is much bigger of an IP than the gameplay allows for. Like, I think most people that play Pokemon in spite of the kind of game that it is. And that's not ideal. Like the fact that they have like a revolving door, I think is a reflection of the fact that people play one Pokemon game and are all right, I get it. And you don't really you don't want that. You want people to actively want to play the game. And the only way I can think to do that is to make a game that's more fun. Like I've seen a lot of people argue where it's like, well, make it Expedition 33, and my thing is like, Expedition 33 is cool and it's this achievement for people that like games like that. But that's a limited pool of people. Like they're celebrating numbers that if Pokemon Company reported for the newest Pokemon game,
yeah. That's a
it would
failure.
be World War III. You know, like there will be a lot of problems in that company if if the next Pokemon game, in the context of Pokemon, only sold 6 million copies or whatever, right? Like the last Pokemon
Yeah,
game sold 30. So I think that like they should be aiming for games that on average do similar business. You know, like they need to be looking at the Cyberpunks, they need to be looking at the Breath of the Wilds, they need to be looking at the Grand Theft Autos. You know what I mean? Like those kind of games that people that resonate with the general populace of gaming, instead of
yeah.
trying to be like the success story for a relatively niche genre.
I can feel that. You think that they have the technical know how
No, absolutely not.
to achieve that
Absolutely
market?
not. Game Freak? No, I don't. But I think that they do ultimately have the resources. You know, like they do have the connections to companies that do have that. You know, like the last Pokemon game, they work with a couple people that work at Monolith. Literally commission Monolith. Like commission a team,
Yeah,
like a full like their Tokyo team, commission them to help you make the video game. Call Bandai Namco Studio 2, help them make the video, you know, that sort of thing. And Game Freak just be the ideas guy. They design the region, they write the scenarios, they say like this is the kind of vibe that we want, and have everybody else be the people that
just do the
realize
work.
the
Yeah.
aesthetics and the gameplay and all that stuff. Um,
Basically like what they did for Beast of Incarnation.
yes, literally that. Yes, literally that. And that's the thing that's funny to me, right? Because I think that people like Pokemon diehards that are like super fans of like what Pokemon is for the gameplay, which ironically is the minority, but they're the loudest people on the internet. They seem to think that Game Freak's spin-offs are entirely separate from what they're doing as Pokemon. But I don't think history is a reflection of that. Like especially in recent memory. Like things that they do
Yeah,
in their spin-offs find their way into Pokemon games almost all the time.
yeah,
And I don't even mean like references in the background. I mean like gameplay mechanics, like things from Little Town
yeah,
Hero or that was the final name. Or I think Town was the beta name, and then it was Little Town Hero when it actually came out. But things
yeah.
from
Little
that
Town
found its
Hero.
way into Pokemon Legends Arceus and and other games and stuff like that, right? I think that that's
Yeah,
going to happen with Beast of Reincarnation. I think the fact that somebody that was working on the battle system for Pokemon games, I think starting in Sword and Shield, was the director for Beast of Reincarnation. I think that that is going to have a ripple effect. Um, and it might mean something for like the dev cycle too, because like just if we go based on what we know, like the last time that we got a mainline Pokemon game, this would be their longest
yeah,
dev cycle since I want to say Gen 2 to Gen 3. And the game could have started
yeah,
development before we know that it did. So,
yeah.
it's just that kind of that alone I think says a lot. But
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll get a good look at what that might look like in just what 2 weeks here.
yeah, hopefully. I got my fingers crossed. We'll see though. Something else we might get a good look at is quote unquote leakers. I don't know if it's a leak or if it's just a rumor. They're saying
Yeah,
that we're going to get Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green on the eShop with home compatibility for Pokemon
give it to
Day.
me.
I'm down. Mostly because
Yeah.
I was going to do a soul. You know what a Soul Link is?
No.
You know what a Nuzlocke is?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, a Soul Link is a two-player Nuzlocke. It's you and
Okay.
a friend. You go through the story, you do the Nuzlocke thing, but when you do the Nuzlocke rules of like you catch one Pokemon per route, your Pokemon that you catch on that route is linked to your friend's Pokemon. So if they lose their Pokemon, you lose your Pokemon. I
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
do, I've been doing this series and we're wrapping it up now of replaying every Pokemon game on stream because I want to make like a retrospective of like, because the whole thing is like Pokemon got lazy and Game Freak, blah, blah, blah. So I went through and I played every game to call people's bluff. Now I'm almost
Yeah.
done with that. So I want to spin the block and do that again, but for the remix.
Yeah.
And if they do that, that'll make playing Fire Red, Leaf Green a lot easier.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
I hope they do it. That'd be cool. I'm
Yeah.
down for that.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool just to want to have it, like you said, officially
Yeah.
in an official manner, and to be able to play that. Hopefully, like the leak or rumor is it just like a ROM dump, or is it kind of like a remaster,
I mean,
or
if it sounds like it's just like they pour like it's basically a ROM dump, but it has home compatibility. So they did some sort of dev work to it, bare minimum. But they could just be
yeah,
wrong because these people tend to be just wrong. Like there was quote unquote leaks that Pokemon Legends EA was going to be a Unova remake, which is Gen 5, but it ended up being a Kalos remake, which is Gen 6. And it's not, not even really a remake, but it's a game in
yeah,
that region. So they could just be straight up wrong, and it could be like a Pokemon. I saw. I don't know if you know him on Twitter, LuTube. He's like a
no,
Pokemon creator person on the Twitters. He made a joke where he was like, people are like getting hype off of this rumor, but watch it just be Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shine and Pearl. And I was like, I'd be cool with that too. Because I think the only reason why Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shine, and Pearl are bad is because Diamond and Pearl are bad. Like those games suck. The remake is not really the problem, other than the fact that
just
the
the source
remake didn't
material.
add anything and change anything to make those games not bad.
Yeah.
So I think
Like one thing,
mhm.
I would say one thing you brought up, like the argument that people make, like Pokemon Company or Game Freak, that they're lazy and don't ever do anything different, and that's what people need to like stop buying the games and all that stuff. It seems like, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you don't feel that same way. And like, I'll say, in my opinion, like, yeah, I don't think that that's the truth either. It's just that people see what the games look like
Mhm.
and say Game Freak is lazy. But like, for me, it seemed like throughout the entire like Switch One era that they are doing different things and trying out, like, innovating within Pokemon throughout the entire like Switch generation. So like, why do you think people just throw out that assumption that they aren't doing anything new?
I think that like and this is going to sound more mean than I mean it, but I have no other way to phrase it. I don't think Game Freak is lazy. I think they're incompetent. Like I don't think that I don't think they're very good game developers, and part of that is because they didn't originate as a game studio, and the people that are like the leadership were part of the company when they weren't a game studio. Like they started as a magazine, and a lot of those people are still at the company. And I'll say
Yeah,
like they have like achieved some good things, but usually when they do that, it's when they're working with a piece of hardware for a really long time. Like all the games that people say are really good are like their like third attempt on a platform. People love Heart Gold, Soul Silver. That's their what third DS game, and even beyond that, it's like formats and resolutions. Like they're still working in a 480i framework, whereas now the games that people are like upset about and they're being like they got lazy. They made a huge jump from 480i to 1080p, and then now it's
yeah,
1080p to 4K. You know what I mean? So it's like that sort of thing. No other studio has made that jump. Like all the other major studios that made really good games that we can call back to, they worked like if we look at Zelda, right? Like the thing that everybody is like,
yeah,
why can't they just make Pokemon Breath of the Wild? Like Zelda has never not been on a home console. And they went through
yeah,
the baby steps of like here's 144p, here's 240p, here's 480i,
yeah,
here's 720, you know, like they did all of the steps incrementally. Whereas Pokemon, like again, they skipped, and part of that is Game Freak's fault because they said, "Nah, we're not gonna do the console thing." And then when the Wii U first got
yeah,
announced, they're like, "That's probably gonna flop." They were not wrong, but they're like, "That's probably
yeah,
gonna flop." And then Switch came out, and they're like, "Oh shoot!" Because even that, when it initially was like brought to their attention, they were like, "That's probably gonna
yeah,
flop too," and then it didn't, and they're
yeah,
like, "Damn, we're gonna have to do something with this," and that brought us to where we're
yeah,
at. So it's just like I don't know. Hopefully they do what they need to do to make sure the right people are in the right positions to make better things. And contrary to what people that don't know how, not only do these people not know how game development works, they don't have jobs, so they don't know how like working in new staff works. It's not just a thing of like, oh, we need better video game. Let's hire 100 people because then you got to train 100 people. You know what I mean? Like you got to get
yeah,
100 people used to the
yeah,
culture. You got to get 100 people used to what the game process already is to figure out how they can improve it. That takes time. So it's an
yeah,
amalgamation of a lot of things. I think again, like I said, and like I alluded to, like part of it is Game Freak's fault, but I don't think it's for lack of trying. I think they're just bad at various things. I think they're not really good at understanding the general gaming landscape because they made an anomaly. So for them, it's like, well, we just know how to make what we know how to make. And changing things
yeah,
could upend everything. And the other thing is, yeah, like I said, like since their first video game, they've been like figuring it out. They've been like stumbling along and landing into success, you know? So that's how I
yeah.
feel
And
about it.
wasn't it like even with the first one, was it Iwata or was it Miyamoto
That was the
that
second game.
without them, like, the
So
second one?
Miyamoto, yeah, Miyamoto, like the first game wouldn't have got like through without Miyamoto, but that was mostly because he brought them in
Yeah,
and like hired them on to do like little odds and like they made the Yoshi game on Game Boy, or was that the NES? They made a Yoshi game and then they made a Wario game and they made various other games in between when they started making Pokemon and when they finished Pokemon. The story that you're probably talking about is they brought in Owada because like for Gen 2, their code was just really inefficient, and
Yeah.
he helped them completely redo the code, and that gave them enough space to then be like, oh, we could cancel this game and do all this other stuff. That's the gist of it. It's more complicated than that. But yeah, it's like there's like a lot of that of like them kind of just not really being good at game development. They're just ideas
Yeah.
guys, which is cool. I think they're some of the best ideas guys in the world. But their like technical prowess is not, it's not there. It's not great.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, aren't then they like move them into the same facility as all the other like Nintendo developers now?
Yeah, Game Freak is in the Kyoto building
Yeah.
that that Nintendo
So
EPD is in, I believe. So
yeah.
that, I mean, that could have an impact too. We'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
you think they'd be able to be like, "Hey, can you guys help us out? How do we make this look better? How do we make
See,
this run
that's the
better?"
problem though. That's the issue. Because they're the same company. It's just Nintendo is better at it. You know, like Nintendo is also really conservative in that way, where it's like we know how to do it. We know how to do it. And we don't really want to change it. But that works for them because they're good at it. For Game Freak, it's like we know how to do what we know how to do, and they're not. So it's like I wish that they would ask for help. I wish that they would be like I said, Bandai Namco, help us, please. We beg. Nintendo EPD, please help us. But I think a lot of
So
it is like, man, we don't want to mess it up. We got a good thing going here.
yeah,
I just want somebody to let them know they don't have a good thing going here. They gotta fix some stuff, but we'll see.
yeah,
Another thing that we'll potentially see. There's more Nintendo Direct rumors. I'm sick of this song and dance. I wish people didn't give this attention. I hate it. But because they
yeah,
do, we're going to talk about it, I suppose. There's supposed to be a Nintendo Direct in the third week of this month, and allegedly
yeah.
that has 3D Mario. All
We'll
this,
know soon.
all this, exactly. What, next week? All
Yeah,
this sounds plausible. That's about it. Like, does that mean that it's true? Absolutely not. But it could be,
yeah,
you know, like that would follow the current like trend,
yeah,
quote unquote, that Switch 2 has been on. I feel like they have been like doing shotgun blasts of promotion for Nintendo Switch 2, where it's like, all right, and here's an indie world. And then next week, we're doing a partner direct. And then next week, we're doing a regular Nintendo direct. And then next week, we're doing Mario movie stuff. You know, like they do a little bit of things
yeah,
every, you know, couple weeks. And then
yeah,
they, you know, there might be like a month of it being like, all right, let's release all this stuff that we've announced so far. And then we'll see you the month after that and we'll do it again. So I could see them doing that because this so far this year has essentially been that. It's been what we got the Mario movie direct, and then we
yeah.
got was it the partner direct after that, or was it something? Oh no, it was the
Or
Tamagotchi
like
Life.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the Tamagotchi Life direct after that. Then it was the partner direct. Next week,
yeah,
again in theory, it could be this Nintendo direct, and then the week after that would be Pokemon. So like it would make sense. It would like align with what they've been doing so far for the Switch 2.
yeah.
But it could
And I
also
think
just not
in
happen.
some way,
Hmm.
yeah. And then maybe in some ways, maybe it depends on like how petty does Nintendo want to be. You know, they see all the praise that this recent state of play has been getting, and they might be like, all right, we'll let Sony have this week, but then we're gonna come and drop the Mario on them next week
I thought you were going to say,
and take all that attention back.
see, you're older than me, so I don't know how much this resonates with you. But I was going to say, what I thought you were going with this was that they were going to meet the Grams it, like they tomorrow. They're like, yo, here's Nintendo
Yeah,
Direct.
yeah.
um,
Oh no, no, yeah, I know I'm on that. Yeah,
that would be hilarious. But I think the ship has probably sailed for that. But that would be cool.
yeah,
I'd be down for that.
yeah,
But I think that like they're just on a complete opposite end of the spectrum in that regard, from Sony, because Sony's not above being like, we want a presentation that just feels cool. Like, is it actually
yeah,
cool? Not really, because half of the games aren't coming out until who knows when. You know,
Yeah.
Nintendo, they're going to have a presentation and they don't want to announce a game that's more than 3 months away from now, especially
Yeah.
in this era. Because like in the Switch era, they were good for like they might announce a game a year ahead of time, but so far they haven't been announcing games more than like a month out. And people will be like
Yeah.
with Mario Tennis Fever, right? Like I'm sure you saw it because I saw it all over my timeline, and we tend
Mhm.
to like comment on similar things on Twitter.
Yeah.
Them being like, oh, they're not marketing Mario Tennis Fever well enough. The game was
Yeah.
announced a month ago, and we haven't even seen, you know, like that sort of thing. And it's like
Yeah.
how like we have the internet. You don't need to announce games a year before they come out. That is not necessary.
Yeah.
You could tell me the
I
game's
think
coming out yesterday, and I'll buy it. But I'll say you do got to give people a little bit more time than that. But
yeah.
they announced Nintendo Switch 2 2 months before it released. If they feel comfortable enough to give people 2 months to prepare to buy a $500 console, I don't think you
Yeah.
need 6 months for a $70 video game. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think, it's like people are antsy, like
Mm-hmm.
they haven't seen what that next big like megaton game is. So that's where they're trying to like will a direct into happening because we need to know what the next big megaton game is like right now. Uh,
Yeah, and I don't
and
get it because again, me as somebody that like buys more games than the average person, I can't keep up. Like every
yeah,
time a new game comes out, I'm actively playing something else, and then it's like, well, can't play Cyberpunk anymore. I gotta play Mario Tennis Aces. I mean, Mario Tennis Fever. I get, and then
yeah,
I'm gonna be playing that. Well, can't play that anymore. I gotta play Pokopia. I gotta play whatever Shadow drops during whatever Nintendo. You know, like that kind of thing. Like there's always, in my experience, tell me if yours is similar. I haven't really felt that at all. Like, there's not been a time since Switch 2 came out that I didn't have something that I actively was enjoying playing.
yeah. No, I haven't felt that at all. Like there's still games from last year that I need to go back and finish.
Same.
Like I started playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and even though I already played and beat it back on the PlayStation PS5, but like I started playing that again, and while I'm playing it, I'm like, man, I still haven't finished Hyrule Warriors. I need to go finish Trails in the Sky. uh,
And that's that right there, what you just said is so funny because our list of games isn't even the same. Because like I started Final Fantasy VII Remake. I am playing that. I didn't finish it the first time. I had it on PlayStation 4 because I wanted to make a video. Or like it'd be cool if Pokemon did this because this used to be a turn-based game and now it's not a turn-based game and they could do the same thing. And
yeah,
then I don't know, I got distracted. Some other Nintendo Switch thing came out or something at the time. So I started covering that. The same thing's happening. But I was like, I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna make this video. And then I started playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I got to where I got to on PlayStation 4. And then this game came out, Mario Tennis Fever. So actually, even before that, something else came out that I started playing. I can't think of it though. But something else came out. And I was like, oh, I played it. Oh, it was like the demos, which we'll talk about,
yeah,
like the Pragmata demo and all that stuff. I started playing that stuff, so that made me drop Mario Tennis Fever. I mean, made me drop Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy.
VII, and now I'm dropping that
Yeah,
again so I can play that. But I still never played. I still never finished Silk Song. I never finished Hades. Uh, Cyberpunk, like I brought up, I got that recently with the $18 debacle. I never finished that.
yeah,
So there's so many games that I could be actively playing. I wanted to like get really good at Street Fighter. I had to drop that game. So it's like there's
yeah,
there's too much. Resident Evil is coming out. I got to try to
yeah,
get my fill of Mario Tennis Fever before Resident Evil comes out, and then when Resident Evil comes out, I got like a
yeah,
week before Pokopia comes out. I'm drowning in
yeah.
games,
It doesn't stop. Yeah.
which is a good
Like that's
problem to
why, like
have.
you see people saying, yeah, absolutely. And it's like you see people saying, like, "Oh my gosh, the Switch 2 has been boring. Nintendo needs to do better. Where are the games at?" I'm like, man, I got so many games to play right now. Like, maybe y'all need to like try playing some different games, not just sticking to your same old games all the time.
Like literally is the only games you play, and I know it's true, and I don't want to call out nobody specific, but you're gonna know what I'm talking about most likely.
Yeah,
These people being like is all you play 3D Mario? Is that all you play?
yeah.
Because
Mario or Zelda.
there's so much that you could play, and for me, like my experience, and I know you're similar. Like you have PlayStation, I know. I don't know if you have Xbox or like if you have a gaming PC, but I have a PlayStation, I have an Xbox, and I have been actively looking for excuses to play either of them since they came out, and they haven't really held my attention in the 5 years since they came out.
Yeah,
So I don't understand how people are acting like this is like, even if that's the case, right? If there's nothing that's like sticking with these people individually and they're not just grifting, um, the fact that we're doom and glooming, what, 7 months in to the console's life?
yeah,
7 months?
yeah.
I gave the other guys 5 years.
5 years.
Like, let's be for real, man. Let's be
Yeah,
realistic.
but I do want to like go back to the direct leak rumors. So I know, so like um, they put out like an actual like explainer of like what they were actually saying, because a lot of people or publications and all of that took some of what they were saying and just and ran with it.
Mhm.
So like Nash Weedle, I know some people are are iffy on his track record,
Yeah.
but supposedly what he was saying is like, yeah, he's like holding hard, saying that he's been told that we're gonna have one next week, but it's by a few of his sources, not every source.
Mm,
Like there's still a source that's saying March, but like three of the sources are saying February, and one of the sources that changed from March to February is the one that told him about Bonanza last year, and that Bonanza was going to be the game and not a 3D Mario. So
mhm.
that I think that's why like he's feeling like, okay, this is a trusted source that didn't lead me astray last year. So I think I can feel good about what he's saying this time. So I think that's why he's been like kind of doubling down on what he's been saying, even though other people maybe haven't been hearing about it.
Right. I just always find these people like it's such a weird role to have in the community. Because like as somebody that has gotten like leads like that from people that work at Nintendo and like different developers being like our game's going to show up in a Nintendo Dark and I heard that it's going to come out at this time or whatever, that stuff changes and
Yeah.
they don't have any control over that. So why even center it around a date? Why do like because all you do is build temporary and shaky at that authority within the
Yeah.
community where it's like, oh well, they got this one thing right, but how many things did they get wrong, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just so much easier to be reliable if you just keep it relatively vague in that regard. Like he didn't have to say next week.
Yeah.
He could like, I
Yeah.
heard that a 3D
Soon.
Mario game is going to be announced within the next 2 months or whatever, right? And he still would have been right if it happens
Yeah.
eventually. But I don't know. They be getting drunk on power or something. I feel like
Yeah.
their like sources have the same track record that just my desires have. I could have just said like, "Yo, it'd be sick if a new Nintendo Direct happened in the next 3 weeks and 3D Mario was there, and we would have been just as right."
I feel you. But like you said, like yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out real soon. We don't have long to wait to see. And like he's probably got a lot riding on this, because like if it doesn't happen next week, then people won't be riding with his rumors as heavy
Yeah. Yep.
after this. So we'll see.
We shall see. And then, in addition to that, I would assume paired with that, not necessarily. Does it come from the same person? Is it the same leaker? No, this is not the same person. But there's a different leaker, and they're saying that we Nintendo DS, Sega CD, are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. I don't know if they're coming all at the same time. That would be OD. Um,
That would be crazy.
there was like that other thing about people finding like references to the Wii remote.
Yeah,
So
it was
like,
like a support based thing.
yeah. So like, I mean, there's smoke in other directions, at least for that part of it. I think that this is one of
Yeah,
those things that like makes sense, you know.
yeah,
I'm curious if they're going to like go all out because I know there's like conflicting like fan opinions on like Nintendo DS specifically, where like there's some fans that are like they're definitely want to do a second screen attachment, and then there's other fans that are like I don't think that like is ergonomical or whatever. So I don't think they're going to do it because of that. Um, I'm curious if they're going to do it because I don't think Nintendo
I
cares in that regard,
yeah. I
personally.
would say if they are willing to put out a Virtual Boy for $100,
Exactly.
then yeah, they would be like, hey, $100 for the second screen for DS 3DS games.
That's my whole thing. It just like because it's not even like what they would have to do is that crazy. Like I don't even think they need to make it like hardwired like USB 3 like top spec possible to plug into the thing or whatever. Like they could probably do it over Wi-Fi if they really wanted to cuz the second screen like what you do with the second screen on DS is not that wild. I don't think it would be that hard for
Yeah,
them to do a relatively cheap touchscreen attachment or even just regular. Well, I guess like the way I think of it, it would probably have to be it would basically just be a cheaper gamepad because if you're playing and it's docked, the controller would probably have to be the touchscreen. But
yeah,
if you're playing and it's undocked, the screen only would have to be the top screen. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because the
Or
Switch
they could like
itself is
do
already a
like
touchscreen.
yeah, or they could just come up with some like different configurations, like how Konami did with the Castlevania collection
Hmm.
for the DS games, where they just put the second screen stuff on the right hand side or something like that.
Yeah, that's what
So
Bob says that they're probably going to do. Is he thinks that they're going to do it where you hold the switch like vertically, and then you do like some sort of like attachment for the Joy-Con, so you can hold the Joy-Cons, and like the switch is like vertical instead of horizontal. And I think that's also possible. That's just
yeah,
at that point they would have to have some kind of workaround for when you're playing docked.
yeah,
That would be
yeah,
that's my main thing for that.
yeah.
And they could, I
One
mean,
of
maybe they
the
do like an app. You could do it on your phone.
yeah.
Who knows?
What was one of those systems? I know. I think I heard one of the rumored systems was the Sega CD.
Yeah.
Uh, did you say Sega Saturn as well?
No. Is that
Because
rumored?
that's I haven't heard it, but that's one that I want to see.
I never saw a Sega Saturn in real life.
Really? Not many people did. But I had the one friend that had a Sega Saturn, and like I would go over his house all the time and play some Sega Saturn games on there.
The only Sega Saturn game I know of is that Sega Saturn? I'm gonna say it and then I'm gonna look it up to see if it's right or not. But it was Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. I heard that game, and that game never played it before. It looks terrible.
Yeah, a lot of the Dragon Ball games back in that day probably looked terrible, especially if you're looking at it with today's eyes.
Oh, it's also on the PlayStation, so I could
Yeah,
have
like
played it
Saturn
then.
didn't have very many exclusives back then. Like PlayStation was getting all the exclusives
Oh
at that
no, what
time.
was there was like a I could have sworn that there was a Dragon Ball game that was on Saturn, but I could be thinking of something else. Dragon Ball, Sega Saturn. There is. It's called something else that I don't know how to pronounce.
And it was exclusive
Yes,
and not a 2D fighter.
it is a 2D fighter.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh wait, no, it did come out on PlayStation. I was lied to. That's crazy.
Yeah, like yeah, it would be hard for me to imagine the Saturn getting like a big game like that exclusive. That
What
didn't make
Sega
some
Saturn
sense.
games are there?
There's one game in particular that would be really cool for me, and that's this game called Guardian Heroes, I think. Yeah, Guardian Heroes.
I played. Hold on. There was a Sega Saturn game that I played, but I played it on PC. Sonic R. I played Sonic R on PC
Yeah.
when I was a child. When I unfortunately was a PC gamer to an extent.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like I'm so indignant about my PC opinions because I used to be one of y'all.
You used to be one.
Exactly.
I've never been a PC gamer
You
because
shouldn't. It's a
it's
bad
like
time.
it's like so much of my like working career, like I'm at a desk with a PC and a monitor.
I
So
feel
when I
that.
like come home, I want to be on the couch. I want to be
Yes,
stretched out and just have a controller in my hand.
absolutely. Just in general, I don't want to mess with computer. And the thing that's funny is if I don't have to, I don't want to have to mess with the computer. The thing that's funny is like PC gamers will have the take where it's like it's just like you don't understand computers or whatever. But every IT person I've ever spoken to in my life, when I explain how I feel about PC gaming, they're like, "Yeah, that tracks." Where I'm like, my life is set up so that it could be as convenient as possible. I am a Mac user because what I do just works on it. I don't gotta mess with
Yeah,
it. I don't gotta look at no directory. I don't gotta do none of
yeah.
that. It just
You
I
don't got to
click it,
change
it opens,
that.
it works. And
Yeah,
same thing for console. And I also just don't like the like since I use my computer a lot of times when I'm playing video games, I am actively using my computer for something else, be it Discord, streaming, whatever. I don't like having that extra weight of on the resources where I could just play it on a console and stream it that way. And it's not weighing down on my CPU or my GPU.
yeah. I feel you.
All that to say, that'd be cool. I'd be down for these NSO consoles. There's
Yeah,
not really a game that I need. I guess Pokemon, because again, that would just make it easier for those to do the Soul Links for the DS games.
yeah,
But other than that, I don't know.
yeah. Like that. Like if they like, I mean, they haven't done it so far with Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, but if like somehow we were able to get like all the DS and 3DS Pokemon games, and they made it compatible with home, and like you can have like the ultimate like
Just
Pokemon
one
like
console to play everything. The
yeah,
thing that's annoying is like I kind of already have a similar setup to that because I crowdfunded a 3DS capture card. And the reason why I had crowdfunded because it's $600. And I was like, if y'all want to see me stream this and do videos, y'all buy it. So I could play basically everything legitimately.
yeah,
But the only generation that's annoying really is Game Boy Advance because I can't officially play Pokemon games on the Game Boy Advance with the 3DS. But I
yeah,
have all of these games. So like I can just put in and that's what I did when I streamed it. I put in the Pokemon Platinum cartridge and Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 and all that. I have these games. But
yeah.
Game Boy Advance specifically would be cooler. So I hope that rumor's true. Even though they didn't say nothing about the other generations. Heart Cold Soul Silver will be cool though. I'll be down for that. Sign me up.
I,
But we'll see.
yeah. I know you said how you felt about the Pokemon gameplay, but what is your favorite Pokemon game?
ZA.
ZA?
It's a column A, column B sort of situation. Like most of it, the answer is ZA. But Scarlet Violet is also there because, like I said before, ZA doesn't do everything that I think was good in the Pokemon games that I think are bad. You know what I mean? Like the things that kept me around. Like I
Yeah.
did like the competitive aspect of being able to like play Pokemon and them having like a fully fleshed out battle system because I am a
Yeah.
competitive person. I think that's cool. I think the like different regions and like being able to have like this big of a Pokedex out the gate, like having 400 Pokemon or whatever to catch, being able to like with Scarlet and Violet specifically play with a group of friends because you can like all be in the same world with three other people and like
Yeah.
play the game seamlessly. I thought that was a really cool thing. Those are things that are missing in ZA. Like ZA doesn't, it has like a multiplayer mode, but it's like a consolation prize because like you can't do like 1v1 battles, you can't do like regular double battles. It's all like this free for all party game sort of. I think that there's like competitive merit to how the battle system works in that game to a degree, but they kind of squander it by making it a free for all only sort of situation. It's harder to make a free for all mode actually feel competitive.
Mm.
Um, so that's the thing that stops it from being without an asterisk for me. But outside of that, I think Scarlet and Violet is the best version of a Pokemon game that we've gotten so far.
Okay.
It has problems, but literally every
Yeah.
Pokemon game has problems. Like I think people are trying to gaslight the world when they're like, this is the buggiest Pokemon game. Because I literally just played Gen 1. I played Gen 2. Like literally on the hardware. Whereas these people, they're playing Pokemon on like emulation, like in their on their PC at 4x speed and with ROM hacks and all this stuff. So like their thought of how the Pokemon games played originally are
Yeah.
not accurate to reality.
Yeah. It's a little bit misconstrued.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be down for that, but mostly as like a fun little side thing to do. Like the
Yeah.
way I look at it, like I think that Pokemon, the battle system as it exists now, it needs to see the retirement home. We can visit it. We can visit it every once in a while. I'm down for Pokemon champions and doing battles every once in a while on stream. I'm cool
Mhm.
with like greatest hits editions and ports of older games. I'm down for that. I'm even down for like demakes and stuff like that. But the main version of the game, the generation defining video game, I'm over that traditional style. We had 30 years of it. I don't want
Yeah.
another one.
I can respect that. I, I know a lot of people would be very resistant to that probably, but
Yes, for sure.
yeah.
But I would contend that they are the people in the minority. I think a lot more people like the thing that's funny is like my brother, who is 4 years older than me, he likes Pokemon. Pokemon's like one of the only things that he don't really play Pokemon. I mean, like he doesn't really play Nintendo because he's like a PlayStation fanboy. But he's like a weird PlayStation. He's like a ball and gun gamer PlayStation fanboy. Where like he plays PlayStation, but it's really just because he likes the controller. He likes the ecosystem, the way it looks, and that sort of thing. But like he plays Madden 90% of the time. You can play Madden on anything. But I say all that to say he'll buy a Nintendo console and only play Pokemon on it. So when I'm like, yo, you need to play ZA, he's like, nah, I don't want to play ZA. That's weird because it's not like what I know, right? And I'm like, I
Yeah.
promise you, you're gonna like this game. You need to play ZA, blah blah blah. He played ZA and he was like, yeah, this game is really good. He was like, I see where you're coming from,
Yeah.
because people don't realize it, but even a lot of the diehards don't actually like playing Pokemon. Like the minute to minute experience of playing Pokemon, they don't like it. And if you watch anybody play the game, you'll notice that they avoid the majority of the game. They're trying to avoid trainer battles. They're annoyed in the same way that I'm annoyed whenever you run into a random encounter. Like they're min maxing as many of the things that you can get out of the game and not have to engage with out of the game. Whereas, like, if you actually enjoy the game, you're not going to be like, I don't want to battle in this game because that's the gameplay. That is the gameplay. It's battling. So if you're not actively like seeking it out and wanting to do it, do you actually like it?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
And what I want It's for everybody to be like, "Oh yes, I get to battle." You know what I mean? Yay!
Yeah,
And the only way that's going to happen is if they make battling the gameplay of it fun.
yeah,
And we'll see if they do that or not. We'll see. Um, I don't know how to segue into this. There was a state of play, and there's games that are coming to Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 that they announced in this state of play.
yeah.
First game is it Neva or is it Neva?
I I just call it. I think I call it never,
Neva Prolong
never
DLC
ever.
was announced. Did you play this game at all?
No, like I loved how it looked, and it was
Same.
one of those games that, like, aesthetic wise, I wanted to check it out, but just never got around to it.
Same. I was like, this game looks gorgeous. I'll probably play this.
Yeah,
But every time like when it's like not a known quantity, whether it be like a studio that I know that I like their games or like an IP that I know I like, um, it a lot of times it comes down to like what's released around it. Like if
yeah,
this game comes out and then that same day, Mario Tennis Fever comes out, I'm probably not getting around to the game.
yeah,
But it looks cool. I'm
yeah,
interested in it. If I have time and I'm not playing nothing else, maybe I'll play it.
yeah,
But for the people that have the game, the DLC looks cool.
yeah.
People that are interested in the video game, you should check it out. Uh, but I probably will not, unfortunately. The next thing, Rayman 30th anniversary. You have any attachment to the Rayman IP?
Yeah, yeah, man. I've been around Rayman since the beginning.
So you're looking
That's
forward to
definitely
this?
one of. I mean, I'll check it out. It is one of those where it's like, why wasn't that in the partner showcase? Like
Yeah,
that's like a Nintendo audience type of game. um, but I mean, yeah, I'll probably check it out. See the glory days of Rayman.
I never played like the oldest Rayman game I played was Rayman 2 on the PlayStation. That's the oldest Rayman I had. So Rayman just always been 3D to me, except for when they did Origins and Legends.
Yeah.
But I didn't play like the OG Rayman, so I don't even know if I'll like this. And I also don't know how much this costs, but it comes out tomorrow.
It's probably I would imagine it has to be like that, like what, $25, $30, something like that, maybe. Nothing
Oh
too
nope, I
crazy
see
for
it.
the
It's
whole.
$20. It's 19.99.
Yeah,
That's reasonable.
sweet. Yeah,
Who knows? Maybe I'll check it out. Rayman, I like him. He's a cool character. I think
yeah.
they should have never got rid of him for the rabbits. I hate those stupid things.
I don't hate him, but I get it. I want I want to see another brand new 2D Rayman game, but we probably won't get that.
I'm so tired of 2D Rayman. Give me a new 3D one. We got Origins and then we got Legends. Give me a new 3D one. And then go back to 2D.
True. Let's do both. Let's do both.
Fair. Legacy of Kain. That's the next game. It's coming to Nintendo Switch to Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered. I played one Legacy of Kain game on my uncle's PlayStation. I think it was his PlayStation. Um, I don't know what this game is about. I don't care. Do you care about Legacy of Kain?
It was a game that I always thought looked cool and wanted to play, but just haven't played.
Are you going to play this one?
Well, it'll if I buy it, it will probably stay in my backlog for a very long time.
I don't know how
If
much
I'm
this
being
game
honest.
comes out. When does this game come? It comes out March 3rd, which is is that Pokobia Day? Pokobia
2 days before, I think, right?
is that the 5th? That's the 5th? I don't remember
Yeah.
what day. I just know it comes out in March, first week of March. But it comes out March 3rd. That's when this video game comes out. So anybody that's in the Legacy of Kain, that's when you can play it. I hope you have fun. But that's not even it. There's another Legacy of Kain game for some reason. Is it a Legacy of
Yeah.
Kain anniversary or something?
But this one's like a 2D one, right? 2D like Metroidvania type of game.
Yeah, Legacy of Kain Ascendance announced
Y-
for Nintendo
Your
Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
your your favorite genre?
What, this is turn-based RPG?
No,
Oh, oh
Metroidvania.
yeah, Metroidvania. I mean, I don't. I mean, the my favorite genre bit would be way better for turn-based RPG. Because I don't like Metroidvanias, but it's not for like I just don't like I don't like backtracking. I think the backtracking's not done well most of the time.
Yeah,
But the minute to minute gameplay, like I like platformers, so like that part of it I like, you know.
yeah.
So I don't know. Depends on how well they do the backtracking, whether or not I like the video game. I'm having fun. I was having fun with Silk Song. I
Yeah,
just stopped playing it because other stuff came out.
I was having fun with Silk Song, and I got to like one boss fight that was annoying me, and then after I beat it, I was like, "I'm taking a break from you," and then I never returned from that break.
It's funny because like I had like for me, and again, this speaks to like how little I like the experience of like where am I supposed to go? Like I hate that. um that was the only times where I was like I don't want to play this game. I loved the boss fights. The boss fights were the thing that I was living for. But like the figuring out how I get to the next one was that was really the main reason why I took a break because I was spending
Yeah.
most of my time looking for where I'm supposed to go next. Yeah, it was annoying. But yeah, anybody that likes Metroidvanias and is interested in Legacy of Kain, there it is. That's also a game, and that's also coming out March, the end of March, though.
Yeah, they just loaded up March.
Absolutely. I don't even know how to say this. Brigandine, Abyss, announced for Nintendo
Yeah,
Switch 2.
another RPG.
This one has it's standard PlayStation, just year, no date, 2026. I don't even remember what this game looks like. What is this? Oh, ill, gross. Strategy game. Is this like a Fire Emblem situation? I'll play it if it's
Man,
Fire Emblem and my friends die, because then I'll have
am I?
investment.
If everybody can die, I will play.
Yes, because that's the reason why I play Fire Emblem, because I'm invested. I don't want them to die. All right, and then Metal Gear Solid. This game, I'm annoyed by this.
Really? Why?
Yes, because the only Metal Gear Solid game I like is Phantom Pain. That game is really cool. I don't like the rest of them. That said, I heard that Peace Walker is similar. So I'm like semi interested, but I don't want to buy the rest of them. Like,
Yeah, it would be cool if you could just buy the ones that you wanted to check out. But so
how
why don't you like Metal Gear?
because I don't think that they're just old and they feel old. It's just like tank control sort of stuff, the like insta fail stealth mission of it all kind of thing. I just don't like that. They feel ugh, all the ones that I've played.
uh, I love my old school gameplay. Like just last year, actually, I played through the first Metal Gear Solid, and I had a great time. Like for me, like when I go to play a game like that, like I already just like I put my mind into that mindset of I'm playing the game from back in the day, so I don't come at it with the 2026
Yeah,
like
I'm incapable of that.
frame of reference.
Even games that I have played as a child, I'm incapable of
Yeah.
that. Like my mind is always in like, did this game like as if the game came out yesterday? And there's some games that hold up in that regard. Like I always bring it up, like a lot of SNES games. Like I can play Yoshi's Island right now. That would be cool.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
there's the other games
Seems
that's
that
like,
they're
This very clearly was designed in 1996, and it feels like it was designed in 1996. And
I know what you're talking about.
I'm just good off that. I don't need it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said,
Uh,
maybe I'll check out Peace Walker, but it depends on how much this is. I don't know how much this costs. I'm not spending more than $30 for this.
I think what it wasn't the first one a normal price game, but
They,
it's gonna go on.
yeah, they
It's gonna
convinced
go
me
on a
with
crazy
that. I'm not paying full price for this.
step. Yeah,
Absolutely
those
not.
games like those are that's the Wario 64 special. You gotta have those had the notifications on for Wario 64. You get those sales.
Facts. I saw Bob making a lot of commotion for Ghost Babel, the Game Boy game, which like that's like one of the best reviewed video games of all time. So like there is
Go.
that morbid curiosity, but
Yeah.
I don't buy it. I don't believe it.
You're like not gonna get me.
Yeah, it feels like Ocarina of Time, and I also don't agree with that being one of the best ones. So we'll
It
see.
is. I will die on this hill.
Yeah, I
For
don't believe
me, it
it.
is my greatest game of all time.
Yo, I feel it. You had yo as a kid, it blew your mind. I get
Hey,
that. I get
yeah,
it.
man. Playing it when it came out, like I can't separate those feelings.
Yeah, like I said, I get it. I wouldn't argue nobody like, and from that angle. But as somebody
Yeah.
that I don't do that, like that, my brain doesn't operate in that way. Like, and I very much, whether I want to or not, I separate how I felt about the game when I was a kid and how I feel about it now. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Castlevania Belmont's Curse is coming out
Yes.
for the Nintendo Switch, which is weird because this is a
Yeah,
new
yeah,
game.
yeah.
So I
Been
think it's
waiting on
weird.
Nintendo Switch version.
Yeah, like come on, dude, Nintendo Switch 2. And this is another standard PlayStation State of Play reveal that doesn't have an actual date, but it's coming out this year.
Yeah, 2026.
Yep. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get a Switch 2 edition, or maybe we'll get Switch 2 specific features, but maybe not, because I don't even think Tamagotchi Life is going to have any Switch 2 features, and that's a
Yeah,
Nintendo game. So
yeah. Like they just like keep saying you can play it on your Nintendo Switch too, but
yeah, it's like, come
I
on, man.
I just hope that like for the Castlevania that if it's not 60 frames per second on the original Switch, hopefully they uncap the frame rate so
Yeah,
that Switch 2 it will run at 60.
I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Um, all right, what's your investment level of Castlevania?
I'm a fan. I'm one of those where I'm like, why in the world has Konami not put Symphony of the Night on the Switch systems?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
Um, I like it in theory.
in theory.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Have you like played Castlevania games?
No, I played like the NSO ones, but again, like those got they got the game is old problem. But I think Symphony of the Night could be like I just don't have anything that I could easily that I would want to play though, because I could probably download it on PS5 somehow, some way, or Xbox.
Yeah,
Um, but then I can't play a handheld. I want to play a handheld if I'm gonna play it.
yeah,
Um,
perfect for hand.
so I'm like interested in playing this specifically. It looks cool. I like
Yeah, it
games
looks
that are
yeah,
like inspired by this video game. Um,
yeah.
but
And Motion Twin, they're good, like the Dead Cell people.
yeah,
So yeah, I definitely check that out. It's cool. Like that was probably like for me one of the best things about this state of play
mhm.
is just to continue like seeing that continued resurgence of like Konami actually like being back and making
Yeah. They said,
games.
wait, we make video games.
Yeah,
So I'm down. I'm interested in a video game. They did also say they put out like a statement on their website about Castlevania this year because it's the what 40th anniversary? Question mark. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. Oh, this website's not loading. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 40th anniversary. They said this year marks the 40th anniversary since the original something Dracula first saw the light of day. And this commemorative year, Castlevania will be revived. First up is this title, Castlevania Belmont's Curse. We couldn't think in other studios. This is translated, I'm sure. We couldn't think in other studios to work together rather than Evil Empire and Motion Twin, studios brimming with talent and passion to deliver a new exploration based 2D action game that captures the essence of Castlevania while bringing fresh innovation. This is the beginning of numerous new projects around Castlevania. Look forward to the return of the magnificent, quote, nightmare lurking in the darkness.
Okay.
So we'll probably
Curious
see
to
more
see what that
Castlevania
will
video
be.
games being announced
Yeah.
in the coming months. Or maybe that's one of those things that like it spills over into the next year and the next year.
Yeah.
But I'm
But
I'm
hey, I'm
interested.
happy to have Castlevania back and get like actual new games, not just collections.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
wonder if they're gonna, run the gamut, or if we're gonna keep getting like, 2D games. If we're gonna get a 3D game, I never played a 3D Castlevania game. They
Yeah,
look like they're
but
bad.
so I know some people say like there are two, I think, made back on the PS3 by Mercury Steam,
Mhm.
actually, the Metroid Dread
Were
developers.
those 3D?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
and those are supposed to be pretty good. At least one of them.
that. I only saw. I think it was like on the. Was it on the PlayStation? It might have been on PlayStation, PlayStation 2, or something. And that game looks bad, but I don't know. I don't know if they care to make a 3D Castlevania game in 2026 because it feels like a legacy franchise sort of situation. But it'd be cool if they did. I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I'm interested in Castlevania.
yeah.
I like the anime, even though I only watched the first. See, the thing with the anime on Netflix is the for whatever reason I tried with the second season or the second
You
series,
couldn't
I
get
guess,
with it.
and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't care about any of these people. Like the first series or season, I liked it because I liked the characters, but all the characters are gone now, and I don't really care about the new characters, so I didn't really watch the second one. But I'm gonna try it. I
Yeah.
heard that it's good.
Yeah, I know people were like really talking that one up. So I gotta give I only watched I think I watched all of the first season, but I definitely gotta get back to it.
Yeah, I liked it, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Thanks for doing this, Justin.
of course, man.
I enjoyed this. Everybody follow Justin on Twitter and on YouTube. When do you make videos? Do you it just happens when it happens, or you have a schedule?
My schedule is like I try to at least get one video out a week at the
Okay,
very least. Yeah, I
nice.
don't have like a specific day, but yeah, definitely videos
Yo, one
every
of
week,
us,
and
one of us.
then yeah, videos every week, and been working on my short game too, trying to get those out more frequently too. But
Oh,
yeah,
you're a one up on me because I don't have a short game at all. I be experimenting every once in a while, but I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. But yeah, check
I
out
feel you.
Justin, y'all. I'll have him back on in the future if you want to.
Hey, definitely, I'm down. Thanks for having me on, man. It's fun. It's always cool to get to talk games and talk Nintendo, and yeah, it's a good time.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Goodbye. Subscribe.
Yeah.